walk me through again. You go into fall camp that year, and it was a competition between you, Chris Smelly, a youngster by the name of Steven Garcia had just gotten on campus. And I think there may have been some others. I think, mainly you three guys. But just talk about that competition. What clicked for you? Because I think it was Taylor Rank your roommate? Is that right?
Yeah, so Taylor Rank, Ryan Suckup.
So when I had Rank on, not to cut you off, but when I had Rank on, we talked about this, and he told me, he was like, dude, Tommy was just spinning it beautifully. Like, you fair and square, flat out, just beat out the other guys, won the job. But just what clicked for you in that preseason? Like, what do you feel like was clicking that gave you the nod, that gave Steve Spurrier the confidence to name you QB1 going in that NC State game?
So, the competition actually started in the spring before the fall camp. And anyway, Spurrier was always one to give us, every quarterback a fighting chance. And so, here, Smelly, Garcia, and I had developed a great friendship, and we were competing with one another, and it was one of those weird things that you want what's best for you, but you also want what's best for your buddies. And whoever was going to win, we were going to support. So, we busted it that spring. And anyway, I ended up having a good spring, and especially a good spring game. I don't think Smelly had a great spring game. It may have been a little bit different had he had a better spring game. But after the spring game, Spurrier called me in and said, "Hey, we need to establish a starting quarterback for the summer and fall camp, and you're going to be the guy." And so I found out the day of that spring game that I'd won the job, and he made an announcement shortly after that. And yeah, man, I had a good spring. I had a good fall camp. I was never truly confident heading into that NC State game. And I think Rank's probably right. I had some good days, had some bad days. But I knew within myself, it may not have been, you may not be able to see it externally, but there was just something that hadn't clicked quite yet. And I didn't have the confidence that I needed. But man, what a privilege to be the starting quarterback for 6 months on campus. The other thing that I now as a 35-year-old man, compared to being an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid, was, man, I cared way too much what other people thought. Garcia, I think, was number 2 rated, dual threat quarterback coming out of high school. If I get that right, Smelly was a big name. The fans wanted those 2 guys to play. And, I felt it. It shouldn't have impacted me, but it did. And so, it's something a quarterback, I'm sure, has to deal with all the time, is being confident, having the game slow down. So, man, I was super nervous heading into that NC State game. And in fact, I got Giardia. You may be looking at me and saying, "What is that?" It's like it's like an infection. I lost 20 pounds before that NC State game. Now, the good thing is Giardia only attacks like the fat in your body. I was absolutely shredded. I mean, the doctor was like, if we could pill this up, a lot of people would take it for pool season. I mean, I lost just bad weight, but it was, I was 20 pounds less than where I should have probably been headed into that game. And anyway, I'll never forget, we had our first 3 plays in offense were great. And then we called kind of a Ralph pattern. It's a good cover 2 beater. And I drop back. I know exactly where I'm going. Mo Brown's running a post route. If I hit him in stride, he scores a touchdown. I throw it 5 yards behind him, intercepted, and then that was super deflating for me. And then obviously didn't have much of a game after that. But man, what a team we had. We won 34-0. It wasn't even close. I'm 1-0 against Russell Wilson. He's married to Sierra. I went in Super Bowls, and I'm working in commercial real estate in Charlotte. So, but my clients love for me to tell that story. So